Hello, students. Welcome again to the lec- Environmental Studies for Semester 2. I hope you all are doing well. We have been discussing second module of Environmental Studies on Agriculture and Industrial Development, wherein we have discussed various problems associated with agricultural practices, particularly modern agriculture, and ways by which sustainable agricultural practices can be carried out. We have also discussed various environmental problems caused by industrial growth and the effects of industrial processing on human health and natural environment. Today, we are going to discuss the last part of this module, wherein we will be focusing on various sustainable industrial practices and couple of important concepts related to sustainable industrial development, including green consumerism and green business. We are also going to look at the important concept of corporate social responsibility in the later part of this lecture. Before we begin with our lecture, let us have a brief look at the module objective. To understand the environmental problems associated with agriculture and to comprehend the ways of sustainable agricultural practices, to know the environmental problems associated with industries and also the sustainable industrial practices. When we talk of the sustainable industrial development, it is something related to the kind of industrial growth and development which will have limited environmental impact and also will have a limited or very minimum kind of impact on the quality of natural resources. Sustainable industrial practices include various strategies and programs and also behavioral changes in the stakeholders of the industry in order to protect the natural environment along with the insurance or assurance to grow industrial production. Green business is the kind of business which will have eco-friendly approach towards its production, distribution and consumption. When we talk about green consumerism, it is the ecologically friendly approach among the end users of industrial products, and the corporate social responsibility is the responsibility of industrialists and corporates to spend certain amount of their profit for social, environmental and educational cause. So let us have a detailed discussion about all these four parts of sustainable industrial development. When we think of sustainable industrial practices, it includes various strategies, programs, and efforts to ensure industrial development in tune with the nature. Among the sustainable practices in industrial production, the first practice is substitution. Now, it is always observed that most of the industries, create hazardous waste or hazardous materials. They use hazardous material for their processing. Like, for example, in the thermal power plants, various hazardous input material is being used, leading to more pollution and solid, liquid, as well as gaseous waste into the nature. So it is always advisable to use substitute for these hazardous materials so as to reduce the negative impact on environment. Like, for example, instead of using plastic material for packaging, can we have can we use paper material or the material which can be easily degradable instead of it? So that kind of substitution alternative for the hazardous raw material can be considered. Modifying the process of production to lower the atmospheric pollutants. So the production process include conversion of raw material to the finished goods, and most of the manufacturing units are responsible for release of toxic atmospheric pollutants into the atmosphere through the manufacturing processes. But there are some strategies which can reduce the atmospheric pollutants into the air. Like, for example, the use of non conventional energy resources rather than using conventional energy resources like coal and petroleum products, which creates huge amount of atmospheric pollutants from industrial processing. That can significantly be reduced by replacing this by using non-conventional energy resources like solar energy, tidal energy, wind energy, and so on. Modification in existing equipments is another important strategy. And as a matter of fact, that old equipments and machineries are less energy efficient, whereas new machineries are nowadays more energy efficient. And therefore, the old machineries, if they are replaced by new machineries or new equipments, that can definitely reduce the energy consumption and also will create less amount of pollution into the nature. Besides that, we can also make some necessary modification in the equipments and machineries so that they will become more energy efficient and will produce less amount of pollutants into the nature. using scrubber to catch pollutants during the emission. From most of the manufacturing industries, the gaseous waste, or we called it as air pollutants, are released from chimneys of the factory. But along with these atmospheric pollutants, there are some microscopic aerosols which also are hazardous for human health and resulting into various respiratory disorders. But if we put scrubber to catch the pollution during emission, definitely large amount of toxic pollutants in form of aerosols can be catched there and filtered the atmospheric pollutants caused by industries. The industries such as sugar industry, iron and steel industry, and many other manufacturing industry where water is being used for its processing, and therefore these industries are called as water intensive industries. During the manufacturing process, the wastewater that is being created is very often it is released into the natural drainage system or natural water system. But it is always advisable to install water treatment plant or sewage treatment plant so as to reduce the toxicity of that wastewater, which can have minimum impact on the natural drainage system. There are some sustainable practices like dumping of solid waste, which includes not only disposal of solid waste, but we can bring sustainability in it by the way of segregating it, recycling it, composting it. If it is possible, the degradable waste can be easily composted and converted into energy rich compounds or fertilizers. And therefore, these are the sustainable ways for handling the waste material, and we can make a best use of it and will also reduce the negative impact on natural environment. Noise pollution is particularly prominent in the cotton textile industry, wherein the shielding equipments can be installed in order to reduce the noise, like for example generators and machineries which creates huge amount of noise can be supplemented with shielding so that the noise generating devices will create less amount of noise, or the extent of noise can be controlled to a larger extent. Another important concept is green business. A green business is considered as an establishment or the industry or a business that produces green output. When I say green output, that is the end production or final produce which does not create any negative impact on the natural environment. A business functioning in a capacity where no negative impact is being made on the local or global environment, community, or the economy. That is the bottom line of green business. There are various strategies for green business, including green packaging, using paper for packaging rather than using plastic, natural ingredients in the manufacturing process. Power wastage can be reduced to a large extent by various methods. Eco labeling, green building, or eco friendly building, ecological cleaning, less printing and use of digital communication, use of public transportation than using the private mode of communication. Electric appliances should be used properly and should be turned off when not in use. Waste segregation, non smoking zone in the business environment, awareness through seminars and symposiums on green business. These are some of the important strategies implemented by various industrial establishments in order to achieve green business or in order to achieve sustainable industrial development. Green consumerism, on the other hand, is the eco friendly lifestyle by the end users to make industries sustainable. And therefore, there is a need to demand for eco friendly products so that the industries which are engaged in making eco friendly products will be promoted, and the industries which are making hazardous products will be penalized so far. Green consumption is a practice carried out by the end users by using environmentally friendly products. This particular concept come out from, or it has been derived out from the desire to protect natural resources for future generation and increase the quality of life. And therefore there is also need to advertise the green products so that maximum number of people will prefer to purchase ecologically friendly products than that of the hazardous products. Green consumerism is a regular practice of consumerism of eco-friendly products only. Green consumerism include various practices such as standards and mandatory labels or voluntary labeling, that these are the green products we have to prefer to purchase than that of the other products. Then taxes and charges on ecologically hazardous products, and levy on taxes and charges or subsidies on taxes and charges for those who are producing ecologically friendly products. Education and awareness among the people regarding green consumerism. Communication campaigns can be conducted for awareness among the people. Advertisement, as I told you earlier. Understanding consumer behavior and changing traits from traditional demand for products than that of the to the eco-friendly products that is being preferred by many people nowadays, and combining policy instruments in order to promote green consumerism. These are some of the important practices. Now, if you look at the sustainable development goals set across the world, there are 17 goals to transform our world, of which the sustainable development goal number 9 includes industry innovation and infrastructure, wherein the sustainability in industrial development is being mentioned. So sustainable industrial practices is also mentioned in one of the sustainable development goals. The last part of this module is corporate social responsibility. The concept of corporate social responsibility is related to the obligation or compulsion of business towards society, or it is a kind of a responsibility towards society by businessmen. This particular concept of corporate social responsibility is not just limited to the donation or philanthropic activities, but also the active participation of the industrialist and corporate sector for the betterment of society at large and also the improvement of the quality of environment. As far as the broad features of corporate social responsibility is concerned, it is expected that the corporate world should address social and environmental issues related to business. It needs also to address the well-being of the stakeholders and also some philanthropic activities like donation and monetary support for the deprived sections of society. There are three important dimensions of CSR or bottom lines of CSR: people, profit, and planet. People mean all the stakeholders of the society. Profit is one of the important objective of industrial production or industrial processing. But besides that, they have also to take into consideration the quality of environment, that is planet. There are various benefits of carrying out corporate social responsibility practices, including enhancement of relationship with the stakeholders. It attracts and retain and maintain a happy workforce. That is the direct benefit to the workforce engaged in the industry. Media interest and good reputation in media, access to funding opportunities, enhancing the influence in the industry, differentiating from the competitor. So CSR will definitely make a different reputation of an industry in the business if they are putting more stress on CSR activities. So that will create good impact or good image in the society. Of course, the money can be saved on energy and operating cost can be reduced to a large extent by adopting sustainable industrial practices, and it also is a part of CSR. Consumer retention or customer retention is one of the important key element of industrial production or industrial development. CSR will also help in that, and winning the new business is also the benefit of CSR, by which one can extend the business uh, spatially and laterally. If we talk about CSR in Indian context, we find that the number of listed companies are increasing day by day from 2015 to 2017. The number of BSc related companies have increased from 1180 to 1522. The listed companies on BSc shows 92% of their money is spent on CSR activities. Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Tamil Nadu are important destinations for carrying out CSR activities. CSR is not a new concept in India. Way back in 19th century, the CSR activities were related to philanthropic activities and charity from industries or corporates. In the second phase from 1914 to 1960, particularly after the independence of India, CSR have started being using a tool for social development, and various new organizations have been evolved for carrying out social activities. In the third phase from 1960 to 1990, CSR became a major role to carry out social activities as well as environmental issues are being addressed. And after 1990, CSR became important in globalized world to take care of society as well as the natural environment by corporate sector on a larger scale. CSR has become a mandatory concept in the year 2013 by Companies Act in clause number 135. CSR is applicable to a company with more than 100 crore, 1000 crores of annual turnover, or net worth of 500 crores, or net profit of 5 crore or more, are listed under the CSR activities. These companies which are eligible are expected to spend at least 2% of their average net profit on CSR activities in various areas like education, hunger, poverty, gender equality, women empowerment, child mortality, and all these social issues. Besides that, environment protection activities, employment based skills, and contribution to relief funds. So these are the activities wherein environment also is one of the important aspects in CSR activities. 9% of the total expenditure is being done for environmental sustenance. Besides water conservation activities, health issues are also being addressed by it on a larger scale. Important companies in India donates huge amount of expenditure as far as philanthropic activities are concerned. Like Reliance Industries uh, have donates of about 849 crores, followed by NMDC, L&T, ITC, and Infosys Foundation. So huge amount of donations are coming from industries. When we talk about the ranking of companies based on CSR activities, Wipro is considered to be important company. Oil India, Tata Steel, NMDC, NTPC, ITC, Tata Communication Services, Infosys, ONGC, and Reliance Industries. So Reliance Industries are considered to be the top most spending company for CSR activities with more than 760 crore of expenditure on CSR activities and so on. So that's all about CSR activities, green business, green consumerism, and various strategies for sustainable industrial development that we have discussed. So that's the end of module number 2. We will be starting with the third module in the next lecture. Till then, thank you very much. Have a nice time.